Access your free language gifts right now before they expire. Here's what you're getting this month. First, the Using Opposites Conversation Cheat Sheet. With this new cheat sheet, you'll learn common opposite adjectives like near and far, hot and cold, and grammar rules on how to use these words in a sentence. Second, the How to Say Goodbye PDF Writing Workbook. With this printable PDF, you'll pick up some common parting greetings and be able to practice writing them out. Third, can you talk about cars in your target language? Learn how to say words like tire, windshield, headlights, and more with this quick vocab bonus. Fourth, must know words and phrases for public transportation. Learn how to say ticket, bus, train, and much more with this quick 1-minute lesson. Fifth, the 10 habits of highly effective language learners. Wondering which habits will help you succeed with language learning? Then check out this free lesson. Sixth, want the language learning app that gets you speaking? Download Innovative Language Learning for free for the Android, iPhone, and iPad. You'll unlock bite-sized audio and video lessons that teach you practical conversations and start speaking in minutes. And finally, the deal of the month. If you want to make your language learning breakthrough this year and get full access to our complete learning program, then get 31% off Premium and Premium Plus with the Breakthrough Sale. To get your gifts and language learning resources, click the link in the lesson description below. Download them right now before they expire.
Herkese merhaba. Ben Seda. Hi everybody. My name is Seda. And welcome to turkishclass101.com. Hepiniz hoş geldiniz. Nasılsınız? İyi misiniz? Ben çok iyiyim. Today, we will talk about the differences between informal Turkish and formal Turkish, okay? Before we start, we need to think about Turkish pronouns. What are the pronouns? Ben, sen, o, biz, siz, onlar. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, and they, okay? These are the pronouns. We have a special pronoun, siz. Siz can be used for two different things. First, if we are talking about more than one person, for example, if you are asking two of your friends if they are hungry, you would say, aç mısınız? Are you hungry? Aç mısınız? Not, aç mısın? In English, there's only one you, and there's no difference between singular and plural you. In Turkish, singular you is sen, and plural you is siz. And siz is not just plural, but also we use it when we need a singular but a formal you. For example, you are talking to a person you don't know very well. You wouldn't call them sen, but siz, okay? For example, you have a business guest in your office and you want to ask if he or she is hungry. You would again say, aç mısınız? Are you hungry? Aç mısınız? Even though it is just one person. So let me wrap up so it's clearer. Sen is used only for one person in a casual, informal way. Siz, plural you, is not only used as it in English, but also as formal way of addressing people. The same set of rules apply to plural you and the polite you in Turkish. So this is how you make formal and informal Turkish. If you conjugate in sen version, it is informal. But in siz version, it is formal. Let's give some examples. I will first say the English version, which is the same when you translate, and the informal and formal Turkish versions of the same sentence, okay? Here we go. Can you help me, please? Informal Turkish. Bana yardım edebilir misin lütfen? Bana yardım edebilir misin lütfen? Formal Turkish. Bana yardım edebilir misiniz lütfen? Bana yardım edebilir misiniz lütfen? Can you explain this to me, please? Informal version. Bunu bana anlatabilir misin lütfen? Bunu bana anlatabilir misin lütfen? And formal version is, bunu bana anlatabilir misiniz lütfen? Bunu bana anlatabilir misiniz lütfen? How can I access the document you mentioned? Informal version. Bahsettiğin dokümana nasıl ulaşabilirim? Bahsettiğin dokümana nasıl ulaşabilirim? And the formal version. Bahsettiğiniz dokümana nasıl ulaşabilirim? Bahsettiğiniz dokümana nasıl ulaşabilirim? Can you give the password of the computer? Informal version. Bilgisayarın şifresini verebilir misin? Bilgisayarın şifresini verebilir misin? Formal version. Bilgisayarın şifresini verebilir misiniz? Bilgisayarın şifresini verebilir misiniz? Call me tomorrow. Just say, call me tomorrow. Informal version. Yarın beni ara. Yarın beni ara. And formal version. Yarın beni arayın. Siz. Yarın beni arayın. Have you slept well? Informal version. İyi uyudun mu? İyi uyudun mu? Formal version. İyi uyudunuz mu? İyi uyudunuz mu? Can you drive a car? Informal version. Araba kullanabilir misin? Araba kullanabilir misin? Formal version. Araba kullanabilir misiniz? Araba kullanabilir misiniz? Can you open the window? Informal version. Camı açabilir misin? Camı açabilir misin? And formal version. Camı açabilir misiniz? Camı açabilir misiniz? As you can see, when you conjugate the sentences for a siz version, you make them polite. And let's talk about the greetings. When greeting someone, you can use any of the following words, regardless of how formal or informal the situation is. Merhaba. You can just say hello, merhaba, merhaba. Or günaydın, good morning, günaydın. İyi günler, good days, iyi günler. İyi akşamlar, iyi akşamlar, good evening. If the situation is very informal, you can also say selam, just like that. Selam, hi, literally peace, selam. And to say goodbye in a formal manner, you can use one of these phrases. Hoşça kalın, hoşça kalın. Goodbye. It literally means stay pleasantly. Okay? Hoşça kalın. Or görüşmek üzere, görüşmek üzere. See you, literally, hope to see you. And to say goodbye to someone you are close with, you can use any of these following words. Bye-bye means bye. We use it like twice, bye-bye, like that. And hoşça kal, goodbye, literally stay pleasantly. Not hoşça kalın, but hoşça kal. Okay? Not görüşmek üzere, but görüşürüz. Görüşürüz. It's like see you, see you. Okay. When you're on the phone and you're ending the phone call, you can use any of these phrases to say goodbye, regardless again of how formal or informal the situation is. You can say iyi günler, like have a good day, literally good days. İyi günler, iyi günler. Or if it's not the day but the night, you can say iyi akşamlar, iyi akşamlar. Have a good evening, literally good evenings. Or iyi geceler, iyi geceler, good night. Literally it's again good nights. But keep in mind that these phrases aren't limited to the phone calls, of course. You can also use them when saying goodbye in other situations as well. Okay, and here are two phrases we have. You can only use this in informal situations. One is öptüm. Bye. When you are saying goodbye, you say öptüm. Means I kissed you. Or öpüyorum. Öpüyorum. I'm kissing you. It's these two we say when departing in real life or on the phone. But these are very casual. I use them a lot. And even I say it here, I think. Öptüm, bye. These are the basics of formality in Turkish, actually. There is not much to talk about. But before I go, just one note, last note. We don't have just Mr. and Mrs. thing in Turkish. Of course, we have bay bayan, but we don't use it like the same in English. The bay is normally Mr. Bayan is Miss as a word. But we don't use them as much, like bayan Seda. No, we don't say that. Instead, we use bey and hanım. The way we use them is like this. We say the first name, then bey or hanım. It's not like in English. In English, you say, for example, Miss Johnson or Mr. Johnson. First Miss and Mr., then the last name. In Turkish, first name and hanım or bey. Let's give an example. Seda hanım. Seda hanım. Or if it's a guy, it's Mehmet bey. Mehmet bey. So if you're speaking formally and you need to address the person by name, you need to use it like this, bey or hanım. Okay? So we are done. There is nothing much to say, as I said before. This is a relatively easy subject. I hope you understand it very well. Just remember, siz is used as a polite version of you. And if you have any questions, please leave them below and try to write the sentences, like the same sentences, formal and an informal way to practice, okay? I will see you next time. Öpüyorum in a very casual way. Bye, görüşürüz. Herkese merhaba. Ben Seda. Hi everybody, my name is Seda. Welcome to Turkish Class 101.com. Nasılsınız? İyi misiniz? Her şey yolunda mı? Is everything alright? Türkçe öğrenmek zevkli mi? Is it fun to learn Turkish? Hope everything is fine and you guys enjoy learning Turkish. Today we'll talk about how Turks we spend our holidays. So, first we have to talk about our holidays. And we have two, like in other cultures, holidays are a huge part of Turkish culture and our lifestyle. And Turkish people celebrate two different types of holidays. One is national holidays and the other one is religious holidays. Let's first talk about, national holidays, okay? There are several national holidays in Turkey throughout the year, including Republic Day, this is the October 29th. This is our Cumhuriyet Bayramı. Cumhuriyet Bayramı. Youth and Sports Day, May 19th. 19 Mayıs Gençlik ve Spor Bayramı. National Sovereignty and Children's Day, April 23rd. 23 Nisan Ulusal Egemenlik ve Çocuk Bayramı, which is my favorite. And Victory Day, August 30th. And this is 30 Ağustos Zafer Bayramı. All these holidays are related to the victories after World War I and during our independence war as a country, and then these are about the new Republic of Turkey. As you may already know, these lands once were Ottoman Empire, but in World War I, the Ottomans lost the war. So after the war, imperial forces were about to split and destroy this country. However, our hero, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, the founder of modern Turkey, and his companions, together with the Turkish people, fought back and gained their lands and their freedom back. And after the modern Turkey was founded, um, all these holidays are about remembering those times and celebrating. So, how do we celebrate them? During these national holidays, all official offices are closed, and all the cities are decorated with Turkish flags. You can also see flags hanging from the windows and balconies of houses and offices. And these are official and unofficial. There are a lot of official and unofficial celebrations everywhere. Some musics and festival-like things. Anyway, religious holidays. Turkey is a secular country, so the government doesn't have preferred religion. But since the majority of its population is Muslim, the official religious holidays are Muslim holidays. These are movable religious holidays every year. The reason for that is because the religious holidays use different calendar than what we normally use in our daily life. And the dates change every year because one is a monthly calendar. First holiday is Ramazan. Ramazan is the month when Muslims fast for 30 days between the sunrise and the sunset of each day. And 3-day holiday follows the month of Ramadan. During this holiday, people generally visit other family members, friends, etc. And younger one kiss older one's right hand and put it on their foreheads. This is a symbol of respect. And candy, chocolate, and Turkish coffee are offered to guests, and children are given money as an allowance. The second one is Feast of Sacrifice, Kurban Bayramı, again a religious holiday. This holiday is 4 days long. Most households, if they can afford it financially, sacrifice an animal, usually a sheep, in a special ritual or just pay the share for the amount. The meat is shared with relatives and neighbors, with 1/3 of the meat usually given to those who are in need. And in addition to these special traditions, the same features of Ramadan holiday apply to this one as well. This is the tradition. However, lately the government has been doing this. For example, let's assume the Ramadan holiday starts on Wednesday and the previous day is half work day, anyway, the Tuesday. So sometimes the whole week officially called a holiday week. So a lot of people go to holiday places instead of all these traditions, especially if it's during summertime. So if you are planning to visit Turkey, check if the visit is during these 2 holidays because the hotels can be very crowded. We also have a New Year holiday. The 1st day of January is a holiday in Turkey. People generally rest since the previous night is the last day of the year and a lot of people either party or gather at homes and celebrate with friends and family. And I also need to say something about this celebration. It's a little bit mixed. New Year and Christmas traditions are a little bit mixed in Turkish culture. For the New Year, not Christmas, we get a tree decorated and put gifts under it. Then, on the last day of December, we give these gifts to each other as a New Year's gift. And some conservative people don't like it because it reminds them of Christmas, but a lot of people celebrate the New Year like this. So, very new and not a common holiday is Halloween, Cadılar Bayramı. It's not official at all, the Halloween, but it's not even a holiday, but lately some private schools and young people started to celebrate this. It's like a costume party, but it's the same day on Halloween. Anyway, and now the one I like most. This is another non-holiday but widely celebrated one in Turkey. It is Hıdır Ellez. This is some form of spring festival. According to one calendar, it's on the 6th of May, 6 Mayıs. According to another, it's 23 Nisan, 23rd of April. This is a very ancient tradition that you can find its roots in ancient cultures. Hıdır Ellez is a mixed word. Maybe you heard it as Ederlezi. There's a song called Ederlezi. Anyway, according to legend, Hızır and İlyas are 2 prophets, mystics, or we can say beloveds of God. They all also have roots in Judaism as well. And according to the legend, they found Ab-ı Hayat, which is the water of life, and they became immortal. One is responsible for the waters and the other is for the land. And only for a day these two companions meet in a year, which is the day of Hıdrellez. This day is very holy and all the wishes were believed to come true. That's why people celebrate the day and these two coming together. What does the celebration look like? People make a big fire and jump over it. Then they make their wishes, or write or draw their wishes on a piece of paper and bury it under a rose bush. And the next day they dig it up and throw it in the water. And some people hang rags on a rose bush, making wishes. And also on this day we make yoğurt using dew on the plants and trees. In Turkish culture, we eat unsweetened yoğurt a lot, if you didn't know that. And a lot of people make their own yoğurt, including me. And to make yoğurt, you warm the milk and add yeast and keep it covered for a time to keep the heat in and let the bacteria in the yeast to work it on to make it yogurt, from milk to yogurt. The yeast also can be made from a lot of things. You can add chickpeas to milk at a certain temperature and let it become the yeast, for example. But this time of year, people use dew as a yeast to make their yogurts. They use the bacteria in the dew. I'm sure there are a lot of different celebrations since these are not official but cultural festivals and it varies in different regions. So please leave comments about this. Do you guys celebrate this festival? How do you celebrate it? Or if it's not this one, do you have some kind of spring festival? And what are the rituals there? Do you guys make your own yogurt from a dew? And so all I say about the holidays are done, but I'm really curious about this spring festival because in every culture, some kind of spring festivals are celebrated, and I wonder what are your traditions to celebrate, and do you have something similar to Hıdrellez in Turkish, or Ederlezi, or some other kind of festival that talks about immortality of two people together and them bringing luck and making your wishes come true. Okay, leave some comments. Görüşürüz.
Hi everyone, I'm Gabriella. How are your Turkish listening skills? In this video, you'll have a chance to test them out with a quiz. First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
Bir adam ve kadın konuşuyorlar. Adam neden gecikti?
Üzgünüm, geciktim.
Yine uyuya mı kaldın?
Hayır, bu sabah 6'da kalktım.
O zaman neden yine geciktin?
Yani otobüs gelmedi.
Öyle mi?
Aslında otobüs yalnızca biraz geç geldi. Ben hata yapıp yanlış durakta indim. Oradan buraya kadar da tüm yolu yürümek zorunda kaldım.
Adam neden gecikti? Bir adam ve kadın konuşuyorlar. Adam neden gecikti?
Üzgünüm, geciktim.
Yine uyuya mı kaldın?
Hayır, bu sabah 6'da kalktım.
O zaman neden yine geciktin?
Yani otobüs gelmedi.
Öyle mi?
Aslında otobüs yalnızca biraz geç geldi. Ben hata yapıp yanlış durakta indim. Oradan buraya kadar da tüm yolu yürümek zorunda kaldım.
Did you get it right? I hope you learned something from this quiz. Let us know if you have any questions. See you next time. Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning. where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is how to learn a language 2 times faster by learning in pairs. And no, this does not mean learning with another person. But if you're looking for a way to learn more, improve faster, and do both input and output instead of just focusing on one language skill at a time, then this month's episode is for you. You'll discover 1. How learning in pairs gets you mastering more of the language, and 2. How you can apply this tactic to your learning. So, how can you learn a language in pairs? Part 1. How adding a human dynamic boosts your motivation. First, what's learning in pairs exactly? Think about it. When we study a language, a lot of the time we focus on one skill at a time, right? For example, one day you'll focus on grammar, another day you'll focus on speaking. For the most part, we only focus on one skill at a time. Learning in pairs is combining 2 skills, pairing them up. For example, reading and writing, listening and speaking, and grammar and vocabulary, just like that. Why do this? Is there anything wrong with focusing on one thing at a time? Not at all. Any time you spend learning is time well spent. But learning in pairs has some advantages and can help you master a language faster. Number 1, it's a better use of your time. For example, instead of spending 10 minutes on a word list, you can spend 5 minutes reviewing and the other 5 minutes saying those words out loud. So that would involve vocabulary and speaking. So you improve 2 skills at the same time. And you end up remembering the words better because you're practicing them in 2 different ways. Number 2, you're forced to do input and output. Input is where you take the language in, like reading or listening, and output where you produce the language, like speaking or writing. That way, you get to practice what you learn instead of just passively taking it in. And passively taking things in isn't the best way to actually speak the language fluently. You need practice. So by including output, you're actively including practice into every session that you do. And number 3, learning in pairs breaks up the monotony of doing one thing at a time. You might also wonder, do the skills have to be related? They can be, like listening and speaking, or reading and writing. But it's really up to you and what works for you. In the next part, we'll show you some examples of pairs and how to practice them with our program. But to recap, learning in pairs means pairing up 2 skills, like reading and writing, speaking and listening, grammar and writing, grammar and speaking, as well as other variations that you can come up with. So if you read for 5 minutes, you should also write for 5 minutes, or speak for 5 minutes, instead of reading for 10 minutes. Plus, words and grammar rules tend to stick better when you practice them in different ways. This is a learning tactic called interleaving. So, here's how you can learn in pairs with our learning program. Part 2, how you can apply this tactic to your learning. First, for listening and speaking, take our audio and video lessons. Listen to the conversations and shadow along, or repeat what you hear. To make it easier, download the dialogue tracks, which give you just the conversations, and listen and shadow along with them. For reading and writing, you can read the lesson dialogue and then write it out. You can do this with the line-by-line dialogue or with our lesson notes. So, reading and writing, listening and speaking. These are the most obvious pairs to do. You can also try grammar and speaking. For every grammar rule you learn in our lessons, spend an equal amount of time creating and saying example sentences out loud. For example, if you learned the potential form, I am able to, or I can, come up with and say lines like, I'm able to run fast, I am not able to run fast, I can jump, I cannot jump, and then say them out loud. You can also do this while pairing grammar and writing. For every rule you learn in our lessons, write out the example sentences. Next, you can also try vocabulary and speaking. Use our free vocabulary lists. Review them first for 5 minutes, and then spend the next 5 minutes saying them out loud. You can also try listening and writing. If you're an intermediate or an advanced learner, listen to a lesson conversation and write it out as you hear it. Or, if you want something easier, play our vocabulary builder lessons, where you hear just the words and write them out. These are just a few examples of how to learn in pairs. Feel free to create other pairs that we haven't mentioned. And let us know which ones you came up with and how they worked for you. Leave a comment. So thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Next time, we'll talk about the halfway point and how to keep going with language learning. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye! You want to learn a language and succeed, right? But where do you start and what do you do? There's grammar, speaking, listening, reading, and writing. So much to do and no clear pathway to follow. And it can feel overwhelming, right? But what if you had a clear, step-by-step path of lessons that taught you everything you needed to know and took you from absolute beginner to advanced, and all you had to do was just follow the pathway? Well, you can do just that with our recommended learning pathway. But if you don't yet have access, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description. So, how does our recommended pathway help you learn the language fast? 1. You get a clear starting point. With any goal you have, it's important to know where to start and what steps to take. Otherwise, you quickly get discouraged. So that's where our recommended pathway comes in. The pathway is simply a collection of audio and video lessons to learn with, and assessments that test you on what you've learned in the last few lessons. So you get a clear, step-by-step pathway of lessons laid out for you. Just follow the pathway, complete the lessons, do the assessments, and that's it. You'll find the recommended pathway on your dashboard and in the lesson library. 2. You get lessons that are right for you. When you sign up and set your learning level, whether absolute beginner, intermediate, or advanced, we give you a level-appropriate pathway. There's Level 1 for absolute beginners, meaning you have no experience. Level 2 for beginners with some experience. And all the way to Level 5 for advanced learners. So your learning experience is tailored to you and where you are in your journey. 3. You can level up your language skills. Instead of wondering if you're improving, how? As you're going through the pathway, you're constantly learning with the lessons, and you're constantly getting tested on what you've learned, with our lessons and multiple choice and hand-graded assessments. You'll find the assessments peppered throughout the pathway after every few lessons. And once you're finished with the Level 1, Absolute Beginner path, we give you Beginner, Level 2, then Intermediate, Level 3, and all the way up to Advanced. 4. You can easily stay on track and reach your language goal. Sticking with goals can be hard, especially when you don't see a clear path from where you are to where you want to be. But with the recommended pathways, you get a clear step-by-step pathway of lessons. All the lessons are laid out in front of you. Just do one lesson a day and follow the path until the end. By the end of that pathway, you'll level up your language. So if you're feeling overwhelmed with language learning and if you just want one clear pathway to follow, take advantage of our recommended learning pathway. But if you don't yet have access, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to sign up. Want to speak more of your target language? Well, here's a completely free way to boost your vocabulary so you can understand more, speak more, and increase your fluency. In this quick guide, you'll learn all about our free vocabulary lists, how you can unlock hundreds of vocabulary lists that we give only to our users, and how you can learn new words and phrases fast without having to memorize for hours. But first, if you don't yet have access to our free vocabulary lists, be sure to sign up for a free lifetime account. Just click the link down in the description to sign up right now. So, how do these free vocabulary lists increase your fluency? Here's how. First, you can boost your vocabulary and range of expression with hundreds of vocabulary lists spanning all the must-know topics. Just look for the vocabulary lists inside the vocabulary drop-down menu on the site. And there, you'll find lists for all kinds of topics, such as introducing yourself, talking about weather, the most common conversational phrases, holidays like Valentine's Day, Halloween, Christmas, New Year's, and much more. Second, you can practice your listening skills. By hearing the words at both native speed and at the slower half speed. Just click on the speaker icon next to each word to hear it at normal speed, and click a second time to hear the word at half speed, and you'll easily start understanding the word anytime you hear it. Third, you can practice your speaking skills with the voice recorder, a premium feature inside the vocabulary lists. Just click on the microphone icon to record yourself saying the word or phrase. You can also listen to the native pronunciation and your own pronunciation side by side. That way, you can instantly hear how close you are to the native speaker and how to improve. Fourth, you can easily review the words with the vocabulary slideshow tool. Just click the Play Slideshow button at the top and sit back and listen to the words. You can also play the slideshow on loop until all of the words and phrases are stuck in your brain. And fifth, if you want to master these words even faster, you can save them to your word bank or study them with the flashcards. Both are premium features. The word bank is your personal collection of key vocabulary, where you can also create printable vocabulary study sheets. And with flashcards, you can drill the words and retain them forever, thanks to our smart spaced repetition system. So if you want to boost your vocabulary and speak more of your target language, then get access to our free vocabulary lists. Sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to sign up. Want to easily remember new vocab and phrases? Fact: everyone, beginners and advanced learners alike, forgets new words the first time they learn them. So what's the secret to remembering? What do smart learners do? They note them down and review them later. And you can do this with our study tool called the Word Bank, your extended brain for language learning. And in this video, you'll discover 1. How to save keywords and phrases, 2. How to review the words so that you never forget them, and 3. How to create your own printable vocabulary worksheets. But first, if you don't yet have access to this tool and our lessons, just click the link down in the description and sign up for your free lifetime account right now. First, what is the Word Bank? The Word Bank is a premium study tool, and it's your personal language database, where you can save new words and phrases with a single click, review them all in one spot, and never forget them. Think of it as your extended brain for language learning. Look for the Word Bank in the vocabulary drop-down menu on the site, or inside the menu in our app. So, how do you take full advantage of this powerful study tool? 2. How to save keywords and phrases. If you're taking a lesson and want to save key vocab, simply go to the vocabulary section. Select the words you'd like to save and click on Add to Word Bank. If you're using the core word list, like the 2,000 most common words, or the vocabulary lists, select the words, go to Add Selected Words, and click on Word Bank. Now, the words and phrases are saved in your Word Bank, and you can even organize the entries with labels like adjectives, verbs, or phrases. 3. How to review the words. Once you save the words to your Word Bank, you can easily see all of them, all in one spot. With every word or phrase, you get the audio pronunciation, the translation, and even the related lessons where they're introduced. That way, you can review the words one by one. If you'd like to study words with flashcards, just click on Sync to Flashcard Deck. This will create a flashcard deck of your Word Bank entries for you to study. 4. How to create your own printable vocabulary worksheets. If you want to have physical worksheets and practice writing the words on paper, then click on Printer-Friendly Version and print out your Word Bank entries. You can even export your Word Bank as PDF, CSV, or XML files. Remember, you can use this powerful feature with flashcards, lessons, and vocab lists, so take advantage right now. Save new words and phrases to your Word Bank with a single click. Review them all in one spot and never forget them with the Word Bank feature. But if you don't yet have access, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.